okay? But it's just going to be saved to my computer. And we'll go ahead and also lock the meeting so that no one else can come in. Not that anyone. But anyway, so we'll get started by sharing the screen here. And how this is going to work, as you can tell, this is the letter that you guys got from Mr. Felton a while back. And it may have been a while ago. We're just sort of trying to catch up with the main people that maybe is from an in-service and not serviced as much area. And so for you guys, this is the Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union. And what we're going to do today is pretty simple. We're going to walk you guys through your $4,000 accidental death and dismemberment benefit, witness your signature and establish the beneficiary on that. You also get a discount card that saves you on out-of-pocket medical expenses. I'll walk you through a child safety kit that activates the Amber Alert. And then you guys also get a precursor to a will. It's just like an organizer, which I'll walk through, but you guys will fill out on your own. Now, finally, this letter is talking about you guys get access to a supplemental package of benefits, which will tailor fit to you guys. For running through it, it makes sense. You could set it up like most members, but if not, it's no big deal. Understand it's sort of just an open enrollment period. Every 2 years is how they give you access. Okay, with everything going on, if it makes sense, we'll set it up. But if not, don't worry. Definitely make that call today, okay?
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to go through is your $4,000 benefit. How this works is it's going to cover them in any accident on or off the job as long as you're a member of the credit union. So it covers you not only for loss of life for $4,000, but dismemberment. If you lose your hands, your feet, sight in your eyes, don't come looking for us, but we'll get you your benefit for $4,000. If you lose just one hand or one foot, you'll get half the amount. All right. If it's non-contributory, which means you'll never have to pay into this program, as long as you're a member of the credit union, you have it as an additional benefit. So we've got Aaron as your primary beneficiary. And what we'll do is establish 2 contingent beneficiaries for the plan as well. Typically over 18, local to the area. So if something should happen to Aaron, who would be next?
No, I don't know.
Parents, brothers.
I mean, and if you want to name your parents, or if you want to, I mean, I don't know what you want to do.
No, I don't know.
So it'd be like next in line. Hopefully we never got to worry about it, but it's the contingents. Like, so if something happens to Aaron first, who would be next? Over 18 is recommended though.
Right. That's the hard part.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not a big amount. I don't think it really matters too much.
I don't even.
So.
Yeah, we'll just put my mom on there, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, what's her name?
Debbie Barham, Barham.
What city is she in?
In Clareville.
And best number for her?
Let me look, because I can never remember anymore. Who remembers phone numbers anymore?
Not too many people. I mean, now that I've got to see mine all the time, it makes it easy. I've got a few other ones that I see more frequently.
Yeah, 716-485-8858.
And now you want to do your dad as the secondary guy?
Let's do, I think if you said over 18 is recommended, but it doesn't have to be necessarily, right?
No, I mean, it's just in the state of New York, they would put it into a trust fund thing.
Right. You want to do Catherine next? Or would you?
Go ahead, Tony. Catherine sounds like the right choice, right?
Do you want to list Catherine as the second person after your mom?
No.
No? Okay.
Stubborn about it.
I don't know.
I mean, you can put my parents down.
That's fine.
Okay. You can put, Stephen Wheeler. It's Steven Wheeler,
Just like
Wheeler.
good. And use your
Area codes 610-383-5040.
5040. And where does he live?
He lives in Coatesville, Pennsylvania.
Yay. Okay, so you're from down that area then?
I've lived there well, my parents have lived there for about, I don't know, 30 years. So yes, it's a good chunk of my life that they've lived there.
Okay, nice. How far down is that? I'm not familiar. My wife's from Mansfield, so right on 15.
Okay, it's like halfway between Philadelphia and Lancaster in the kind of
So the
southeastern.
further side.
Yeah.
And then what's the best email for you guys?
What's yours?
Yeah, sure. DYCE565@gmail.
Bear with me here. We're going to try to get this thing sent right away so you guys can see if I punch in this thing right. DYCE565. That shouldn't be too big. Sometimes people got the weirdest emails and you're like, why would you make this a password? I'm just trying to send you something quick. Let's try. There we go. Ooh. Okay, so that certificate sent off. The next thing we typically go through are these child safety kits. Obviously, with everything that's going on, the kid's not getting out of your sight anytime soon. But these are Activate the Amber Alert. We work with different unions of police associations to develop them. We'll try to get one of these in the mail once everything clears up. But you'll get one of these as well. How it works is you just put the child's name, you put their information, updatable photo, you do fingerprints. This is an ink strip. You peel it off. Now, they do have to be 2 years old to do that. So they do their fingerprints, a DNA sample, a hair follicle. You got to pluck it out of the hair, and then describing features. It's just a nice tool in case that ever does happen. So it sounds like you guys have more than just the little one, or
Well, I have 4 children altogether. Yeah.
4 altogether. There you go, brother. Keep it going.
No, we're done.
What about we got the basketball team? No?
No,
Okay. So we just get these out to as many as you got. So how many is under 18 then? All 4 of them?
3.
Okay, so we'll try to get those out to you as well. The next thing is going to be this discount card. So how this works is it saves you on out-of-pocket medical expenses on things like glasses, hearing aids, dental work, and prescriptions. For the basic program, if you can see it's up sort of sideways, but it's $6 for the year. For the gold is $24.95. And how it would work is anything that the insurance isn't covering, they're going to pick up a discount on. So like if you go in for glasses, and typically the insurance covers the exam, but you got to pay for your frames, this is going to discount you what you had to pay out of your pocket, anywhere from 10 to 60% off. So it is a good deal if it makes sense. We'll send you this over in your bundle here at the end. I'm not going to go through that process every time, but it could be something that saves you a pretty good, decent amount of money. Next, we get into the precursor to the will. Now, it's important to note, guys, that this is not a legal last will and testament, but it's an organizer, so everything's in one spot for your family. How it's going to work is you're just going to put your vital statistics up top. That's from the last guy there. Boom. You're going to get through. And next we get into, I don't think you served in the military. Did you, Tony?
Yep.
Did? Thank you,
Oh,
man. What branch were you in?
Navy.
Oh, man. So you got to travel around the world, maybe?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Awesome, brother. I was raised in Italy, in Vicenza, for a big army base.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've been out that way, but it was beautiful. I was lucky.
Sigonella.
That experience when I was a kid. Huh?
I was stationed in Sigonella for a while.
Oh, what? Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got some of the nice olive oil.
Oh yeah.
And so then next you get into, this box is important, especially when you do have some military benefits, because a lot of times, like Aaron may not know how to get a hold of those things. We put them in here. You get into people to be notified if something should happen, and this is more if something should happen, people that don't live local to the area to get a phone call, let them know something's happening. When it gets into the person being in charge of your arrangements, this would be if something happens to one of you, obviously the other one's on the hook. But if something should happen to both of you guys, someone that can sort of find this thing to walk themselves through it. So it sounds like, I mean, your oldest daughter or one of your oldest kids might be the one inheriting this thing. But you just want them to know where it is so they can find it quick. Next, you get into a last will and testament. And you guys are young. Do you have any idea why it's important to have a will?
We do have one.
Good. And the main reason it's so important is we live in a probate state, and people don't realize the state of New York, if something happens to you, you can freeze everything and send your family through probate court. It's usually 2 years. It's a pain in the butt. So we recommend when people don't is LegalZoom.com. So if you know of anybody that's looking, it's the most affordable way to set one up. And the nice thing with this is it's updatable. So you can make changes on it for that one-time fee. Going to a lawyer, you just got to make sure that you stay up to date. Usually 30-year window, they can contest a will. So you just want to make sure that you're keeping it a little bit more up to date than 30 years. Okay, next we get into the estate information. And every year there's millions of dollars that goes unclaimed in life insurance because people have some insurance and no one knows about it. And if you've got the insurance but no one knows, does it really exist? Fortunately, you don't see insurance companies circling the block with the big checks in our trunks. And most people, they just rely on work for coverage and realize that it's not permanent. When they retire or they leave their job, poof, there goes all their benefits. Have you guys had the opportunity to take out private life insurance before? Or did you carry over your stuff from the military or anything, Tony?
No, we have life insurance, yeah.
Okay. So do you know, are you familiar at all, like company or the amounts or policies or anything?
Yeah, we each have 250,000 from Nationwide.
350K. Now, do you know what kind insurance? Term, whole life?
I don't remember
I
right
believe
now.
it's term.
I believe so.
But Nationwide's on your side. That's fine, okay? Now, the difference between the two kinds of insurance is usually, and I'll sort of put this with like a, I'll sort of put this, and you guys can edit this thing, but the difference is renting versus owning. With a term policy, you know, the insurance company is technically the landlord and they own the insurance and you're renting it for them for that period of time. With a whole life policy, the insurance company is more like the bank. So they're going to sort of pay off a mortgage eventually. And that's the difference, is that you own the policy compared to just renting it. Now for you guys, you're young and healthy, okay? But what we're going to be talking about from Nilico is sort of meant to fill in the gaps so those other things leave off. Next, you get into financial institutions. Obviously, you don't want to put account number where you bank so that your family can clean those things out before the state were to freeze them. And funeral service request is not the hottest topic, but you put it in here so that your family doesn't have to go tearing through the house figuring out what they need to do. You sign and date it. Everything's in one spot. Pretty simple, okay? So we'll go ahead and save this thing as well. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is walk you guys through what's called a personalized needs analysis. And I got to switch screens, I think, for that. Boom. How this works is they're going to actually tailor fit this program perfectly to you guys. And how we're going to do that is I'm going to just ask you some basic questions here, and we'll see if we can qualify for it. But let me get back to sharing it, showing you guys exactly what we're talking about. Okay, so we got Mr. Anthony. What's your last name again, Anthony?
Gray.
Oh, easy peasy. Date of birth. How young are we feeling today?
That's
December 78. December 19th, 78.
78. So pretty close to Christmas. Did you ever get gypped on that or no?
All the time.
Yeah, I figured you were far enough where you could probably sneak in a party or two.
we can try.
Then we got
I'm not
Miss
too good on
Erin.
that.
He's
And
not
what-
big
On birthdays or on Christmas?
on birthdays.
Probably
My
more
birthday
common
is
to not
October
like
6th, 77.
October 6th, 77. Okay, so it does cover the whole family under 18. So who's the oldest under 18 then? What's their name?
Catherine. Cathryn. Cathryn.
Oh. And Gray as well?
Mhm.
Yep.
Female. What's her date of birth?
September 18th, 03.
Okay, who's next?
Samuel Gray.
Not spelled any funny way there, huh?
No.
Kept it simple there. After you made your first mistake, you're like, just keep them simple. And what's his
21,
date of birth?
2010.
What was it again?
June 21, 2010.
2010. And last but not least,
Jacob.
spelled just Jacob.
Mhm. Yeah.
Boom. And what's his date of birth then? 18 months, huh?
August 4th. And that's 2007.
18.
18. Yeah. Wait, that would make him too old. 18.
That's fine. Take your time. So then the next thing is going to be how they're going to tailor fit the program is more based off of what you guys are looking for. And how this works is they're going to base it off of first, do you guys care for funeral-wise traditional cremation? Have you ever given any thought to that?
You don't want to know what my thoughts are.
Honey, they don't
Bury
cover
him
both.
bottom up.
Oh, come on.
It's not an option.
So he's going earth or cremation?
Earth, I guess. I don't know.
And
It
for
doesn't
you,
really matter to me. It's their
I know.
decision.
Do you guys have a preference? That's all. Sometimes people are super anti, like, no way, I'm not doing that one. You know, I'm not messing with that. So
How about bronze me into a statue and put me in the backyard?
there we go. You know, that's a unique one.
I hear the sculptor that made the Lucy statue is looking for work.
There's plenty of sculptors. I'm sure we're looking for work. And the painting, depressed people. And so the next thing is going to be how you guys own your house, I imagine, right?
No, not the one we're in right now, but I do own a house, yes.
Okay. So the next thing is how they're going to make it affordable for everyone we sit down with is they base it off of typically an hour of work per week. Now, I'm obviously not talking about like your overtime or your best hour, but do you make usually an hourly rate, Tony, or how usually do you get paid?
Salary.
Okay, so
I'm
roughly,
paid, semi-monthly.
what was it? 7 monthly?
Semi-monthly. So I'm paid
Semi-monthly.
twice a month on salary.
And so let's go. What do you make usually in your 2-week period? Low ball this thing. Give it your low.
1,600, 1,500.
Okay, so we'll base it off of 2,000 a month. A little bit lower. And now, how about for you, Aaron? What are you making usually an hour? Any idea?
Oh, let's see. It varies greatly depending on the month, but I mean, you could. It's not
So
much.
what don't we do on your low months? What do you make monthly on your low months?
The lower months, well, it varies. Like I said, it ranges from
700 to 2,000 sometimes.
yeah, sometimes it changes.
So
So
why don't we
if
do
you,
1,000 and just keep it on the low side, okay? Don't let Nilico know I'm cutting you slacks. But the next part about this, guys, is there's 3 criteria. You got to be a member in good standing with a credit union. We wouldn't be here if you weren't. The second is everything's got to be affordable. That's why they base it off of less than an hour of work. But the third and most important is we have to medically qualify for the benefit. They take effect immediately, which is nice to know. One of the kids is goofing off and gets a cut. You get paid now to go get them checked. But we got to qualify for it today. That being said, you seem perfectly healthy. No cancers in the last 2 years, I hope.
Oh,
no,
Insulin, diabetes.
no,
Either two of you? Cardiovascular, blood pressure, cholesterol. They got you on anything like that yet, Tony?
nope.
Keep it that way, okay? Then you get into terminal illnesses, Alzheimer's. You remembered about the appointment. We'll give you a pass. Tobacco use, smoke or chew. Cover your ears,
Nope.
Aaron.
no.
Not on probation or parole, I take it. No ankle bracelets. And
No.
DUIs in the last 10 years, have you been good?
All good.
Okay. Do you guys take any prescriptions regular?
Nope.
Sweet. I wish everybody I sat down with was as healthy as you guys. So now I'm just going to sort of tailor fit this thing to you. Bear with me. I'll stop the share. Don't confuse everybody on what I'm goofing off with. But cool. So how long have you guys been working from home? 2 weeks then?
Yeah, just a couple of weeks.
You getting more stuff done or less stuff done than you'd think?
More stuff around the house.
Yeah, it's nice to be able
Probably less stuff done for work.
to,
You do
unfortunately.
pretty good though. You just can't be climbing through ceilings and repairing things and doing things on site anymore.
Right.
MacGyver.
That's right.
Well, it's good. So you do some construction and stuff.
I'm a network specialist.
Network for like internet.
Yeah.
Sweet gig, man. You got a necessity, man. You're an essential job now.
That's what they tell me.
Lucky you.
That's how I feel too. I'm like essential. That means I got to work while everyone else gets to stay home. That's baloney.
Right. One of the funny memes that popped up the other day was olive oil's made from olives. Essential oils are made from
Workers.
essential people? No.
Exactly. We got stuck with it. Okay. So math isn't really my forte. I know it's not the best thing to say before you're about to do some mathematical stuff for people, but just being honest. I went to Geneva school, so I got a little bit disservice there. But cool. So you guys qualify with flying colors, which is the best part about it, is that you guys are healthy, and that's huge. So at least you got your health in this time. But the next thing is going to be, guys, what you qualify for is technically going to be the Elite Family Care Plan. And your guys' contribution to the program, if you choose to do option A, is based off of $30 a week. How on earth did they do $30? Well, they try to base everything off of typically an hour of power principle. So what that means is if you each were to take maybe one of your hours, a little bit less, and put it aside to pay yourself with it, and do the other 39 plus overtime hours, whatever, but know that your family's protected and all the gaps that you have are filled. The ideology behind it is if your boss were to call you tomorrow, Tony, and tell you you've been kicking butt, we're going to give you a permanent raise, even though you've been working more remotely. We're going to give you a raise of $30 a week. Are you going out and booking a Disney World vacation for the family? Buying the brand new hot rod you've been looking at? Probably not. The second thing would be,
Might be able to do a motorcycle payment on that, though.
Maybe. I don't know what kind of motorcycle you'd be driving, the one that you pedal on. The next thing would be if they were to reduce the pay. They're like, you know what? You're working from home now. We're going to cut your pay by $30 an hour. You're not going out and quitting your job on the spot because of no $30. And so when you look at it that way, not much changes in your lifestyle for 1 hour, but to know that everything's protected, it could have been one of the best hours you put in. What on earth do we get? Doesn't seem like it, but has either of you been on the financial side of arranging a funeral yet?
No.
Okay, good. And the reason that we ask is because unless we have, we really don't know what happens. And people don't realize that life insurance itself, it doesn't really handle the cost of funerals the way that it used to. It used to be if you guys have your big, nationwide policies, your family could take them right into the funeral home, and they would hold those policies as collateral until the check came in. Well, they don't really do that like that anymore because now life insurance policies have a longer window to pay out, typically about 60 days or longer. And so funeral homes got to cover some of their costs, and they're asking people for half or full price of a funeral right there. And that's where you see families burdened with these out-of-pocket costs. So what the union came up with is the freedom of choice. And so what this is different than life insurance, technically a funeral benefit plan with your family's choice of funeral home. And all the family has to do if something happens to you, it doesn't matter where, when, how, what, take it into any funeral home in America. Most countries throughout the world not only accept it, but love it because it's backed by big, powerful unions and credit unions like yours. And what they do is your family flips it over. They figure out from your wishes that you left on the information guide how much that the funeral is going to end up costing for them. They're going to sign, the director's going to witness, and they're done. One of the toughest days of their life is taken care of from there because we're going to deal with everything else. They're just going to call us at the number here and ask us 2 questions. 1, did you guys have this benefit in place? And after today, we're good. And 2 is how much money did you have to work with? If we were to tell them that you guys got $20,000 for your funerals, magically, what do you think they're charging your families for the funerals?
20 grand.
999, okay? We never reveal that number. Your family never got to reveal the number. All they need to know is whatever's left over on the plan, it comes right back to them tax-free. It's the quickest, it's the most compassionate way of dealing what's inevitably going to happen to all of us. Now, the cool part is this is exactly the same as like a prearranged funeral, okay? You're going to have everything taken care of before you go, but the difference is that one, this is permanent. So it covers you guys immediately for your 20,000 each. And two, it's portable, so you're not tied into any particular funeral home. If you don't like the one you walk into, you walk out and go to the next one. Does that make sense? So each of you guys has got a $20,000 benefit. Each of the kids has got a $10,000 benefit. And the cool thing with theirs is at 21, they can convert it to up to 50,000 of traditional whole life, the same as what these 20s are, and a funeral benefit for their family. Okay, no medical questions asked. So even if they've got something wrong with them or something pops up, they've got this thing set up. The reality for you guys is if you're going somewhere tomorrow, it's probably not going to be old age that's going to take you, right? We can both agree it's probably more likely going to be some kind of freak accident or whatever the hell virus is going around out there. But what this is going to cover you for is any kind of accident on or off the job, as long as anything really that you can think of. So if you slide off of the roof, you get caught in a house fire, somebody at work doesn't, unplug something or doesn't turn off the electrical switch and you're going in messing around, you're going to get paid an additional nest egg on top of the funerals because you got taken before your time. The most dangerous thing that we do every day, for most of us at least, for you probably going on those sites and stuff, but for most of us is get behind the wheel of a car. Now, Aaron, you're going to like this one because the smart aleck over there set himself up pretty good for if he does, this covers him for car, motorcycle. He can be driving, passenger, sleeping in the back seat. Okay, it's going to be an additional nest egg there because it's not really him we got to worry about if he's riding on the motorcycle, if the other goofball's flying around. And this covers you guys in anything you paid to get onto, so a plane, a train, a bus, a taxi, an Uber, something like that for the $350,000 there. So if you're on the Titanic or something, you just left over $500,000 for your family to figure out what the hell happened on that ship and things like that. All right, so this is like traveler's insurance, but the rest of this, I like to call this your what if insurance. Well, what if it's tomorrow? Well, we've got this kind of nest egg set up so that we know that if, I was in a bad accident and Mercy flown me away, my family's not on the hook to figure out the rest of that $100,000 medical bill. All right, so for this large pizza right now, we've got both of the funerals covered, the kids, and this additional accident insurance. And the reason that most families enroll into Nilico is really the living benefits down here at the bottom. Because how this works is similar to like an Aflac, right? It's not sickness, it's not flu. This is something stuck in his eye, he needs to get rinsed out. One of the kids nails their head pretty good, you need to get stitches, or you think they may have a concussion, and you take them into the emergency room. What's typically a copay for you guys when you go to emergency room?
$50.
No big deal, right? $50, gas money back and forth. And how this works is it's going to pay you no matter what the actual bill or what your copay is. It's what the total bill is, and it's going to pay you up to $300 anytime you guys go, as long as you go within 72 hours. So you got 3 days to get these things checked. Now, if the total bill is over 300, Nilico is just going to pay 300, but it's unlimited. So if you guys go for 3 times this year, that's $900 in your pocket. That's not going to the hospital or to the doctor. That's coming to your house because it's paying you for being there. We're taking Tony away from his job, or we're taking Aaron away from a big meeting. We want to make sure you're getting rewarded for it. So the next one is it's unlimited, so use it as many times as you can. The next one is if it's worse. You don't have that 3-day window to figure it out, right? You wake up and you're on your way to work. Boom, you woke up, you're in a bed now. You wake up, you're thinking, what the heck happened? You were in a bad accident, and you've been in the hospital for like 10 days. Well, if you've been in the hospital for like 10 days, where haven't you been?
Working.
Doing the things you want to do. And so this is paying you $600 per night for up to a year per occurrence for all of you guys. So God forbid one of the kids ends up in a bad accident, you get paid every night to sit there if you want to, and you're not worried around the corner, oh, I got to go back to work. And this one is if it's worse, you end up in intensive care or a burn unit or something, they're going to double the benefit to $1,200 per night for 14 nights. And at the end of that 14th night, it's just going to revert back to this one for the rest of the year. Okay. So this plan alone from non-union companies like Aflac is typically anywhere from $60 to $80 for you guys to have as a family. And that's usually just covering like something to get paid when you're hurt, about half the benefit. And option B for you, we're just going to partially inflation proof for the funerals with a $10,000 funeral benefit for everybody. Everything else here stays the same. That's going to be $21 a week. So 45 minutes. You know, the thing to keep in mind with this, guys, is it's not in competition with the big policies you guys have. And the other thing is that this is a traditional whole life, either one of these. So it's never going to disappear. And the cool thing is for you guys is that when you're older, you've retired and you're done with this, you're going to have a permanent benefit for these. So it's not going to disappear like the term is. And if you get checked in a long-term care facility, they can't touch freedom of choice, even though it's built the cash value and everything that a whole life policy can, because technically it's not life insurance, it's a funeral benefit. So a lot of times the member will get stuck into a home and they cash you out because now you're on the government's dime. Well, they can't do this for this one. So when it comes to it for you guys, you've got two good plans. I mean, both of them, at least you're covering the basics. Then down the road, if you want to change up your terms or you want to figure out, hey, we want to change over to whole life for more, you can. But in the meantime, you guys have that big nest egg set up. You know that if you go when you're 85, you're going to have your funerals covered. And in the meantime, you're probably, if you're going somewhere in one of these two ways, and that'll be on top of your $350,000 plan. But which one's better for you guys? You want to start with B, and then you can always bump it up, or do you want to go with A and not worry about this funeral stuff anymore?
I'm thinking we're all right with the plans that we already have in place. I mean,
Which is fine, right?
we're pretty well covered right now.
Which is fine. You know, it's just mainly educational than anything else. And then when it comes to these things here, I mean, it's not the same thing with that. But that's fine. And so what we'll do is we'll fill out an officer report form quick. It just lets the credit union know we are stopping out to deliver these benefits. And so I've got this now. Do you believe I was courteous today? I hope I've not gotten no no's yet. Okay. The second thing would be, do you believe the program's of value, guys?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
And what do you think the best part about the plan is for you guys? Was it the freedom of choices? Was it the accident part?
I don't know, just the availability of it, I guess.
Being able to do it over your home and your computer, that is pretty cool. And then I'll just fill this stuff out. Okay. So the final part is every time you break this plan down for people, they're always going, man, this is not a bad value for everything I'm seeing here. How come I never known about this thing before? And the reason is that we don't have a big commercial for this. It's not open to the public. So we don't advertise at all. However, even though you didn't enroll, the credit union allows you to pay it out to 4 people that you care about that may not be in this, credit union or may not have access to benefits like this. Or maybe is too shy to actually send in a postcard like you guys because they're worried about that kind of stuff. So I usually start off with if you guys know anybody that does a particularly dangerous job, the credit union doesn't rate for them to do dangerous jobs, or if they like to do stupid stuff for fun, Tony. Those are the kind of people that they use this benefit 2 or 3 times and they've made money off of it and they're going to keep it forever. But does someone like that come to mind that does the risky stuff?
No, I can't really think of anybody offhand.
Okay. So then last couple questions I always throw out there at this point is the people that make you laugh the most. Those would be the people you'd miss the most. So does somebody come to your mind immediately that is the funniest people you know? Those are the people that I enjoy their company the most anyway too. But someone like that?
I don't know, it's difficult to choose I mean, we're surrounded by a bunch of people and everything, so I mean, it's difficult to single people out with that kind of,
My alarm's going off.
yeah.
Oh, oh.
Sorry, I'll
Well,
be right back.
No, that's fine. I mean, that's usually my main questions is people that does dangerous stuff. If you know anybody that's doing a job where every day you're like, man, I don't know how you do that because it's scary. Or the people that make you laugh the most, those are the ones that, one, I enjoy the company the most because we have a good time. But two, I know that if you knew that they had a benefit like this set up, they'd be a lot easier to go to those services and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It's not a requirement. It's just a nice perk of the thing to get it.
right. And I think the majority of the people that we know are pretty well set. You know, they have plans in place, and you know, a lot of the people we know already have all their funeral plans laid out and all the financial parts of it paid for. So,
Right, that's fine. I mean, again, you're not, all you're doing is making it available, but that's fine. So what I'll do is I'll send over to your email there everything else that you get for this plan. And just keep in mind that every 2 years they'll send out that postcard. It'll be a refresher like, oh, we got to talk about this stuff again. Or, you know, you don't have to send it in every time unless something changes, okay?
all right.
Okay.
But have a great rest of your guys' quarantine Saturday, which is the same as every other day.
Real quick there, I know when I
Yep.
spoke to you yesterday or whatever, our address is not that 89 North Pearl that you had on the form.
Okay, so I've
Yeah.
already sent that thing over to you. Okay, so when you print it off, just cross out that thing there. That's what I would do, is just
Okay.
cross off on the certificate and update the address.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay, but awesome. You guys have a great rest of your day. It was a pleasure getting to know you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.